What up, guys? Any Tier Guild Forever going to be redirect for Fate Stay Night Heaven's Feel 3 parts 1 and 2. Make sure you check in the links in the description below if you want to have the reaction themselves for this two-parter movie. I will say this movie was amazing, damn good, and it had a great closing. I was a little confused at the end, but thank goodness people clarified for me. But this movie was actually really, really good. Not my favorite out of the 3 parts, but I will say if I had to choose which movies from the 3 parts movie series of Heaven's Feel, I would have to say I may like part 2 more. It's between part 1 and part 2 because part 2's visuals were great. Don't get me wrong. Part 3 was still amazing. Visuals were great on point. But it's just I like to see because here's the thing. Despite the fact that it was a whole story, even though it's a 3-parter movie, they all build off of one story. They're still individual movies, and at the end of the day, I'm going to rate them all individually, but as a whole, the story was good. I will have to say Heaven's Feels route is probably the best route of all the Fate routes I've seen. My number one favorite was Unlimited Blade Works, but now it goes like this. Heaven's Feels is my number one route. Number 2 is Unlimited Blade Works, and number 3 is the Saber route. Even though some people say oh, it's trash, oh, is this, I don't give a fuck what you say, okay? It's thanks to that I even care about Saber. If we skipped over the 2006 version and I just went into Blade Works, I wouldn't give a damn about Saber. I might have cared about her nearing the end, but it's because I appreciate her so much in her route that made me care about her in the beginning, in the first place. But man, Sakura, that girl went through hell. And all I gotta say is this. Zokin, the piece of shit, refuses to die. How many times do you have to hurt this man for him to die? But no matter how many damn times you squash him, you stab him, you spellbind him or whatever, the man just keeps coming back. Bro, how do you kill this man? Granted, he did die toward the end, but to be honest, even the way he died toward the end, I'm still not convinced oh, Zokin's dead. Because when you think he's dead, he's still alive. I don't think I've ever seen a character in the Fate series that was so hard to kill off than Zokin. And then the ending between Shiro and Kirei's fight. That was straight up a slugfest. It was the most epic slugfest I've seen. No, I think I've seen better. I mean, it was still good. For what we got, it was still really, really good. And even though Kirei, I guess you can say Kirei was kind of on the verge of basically dying, so maybe that would explain why he didn't really use any crazy moves or anything to take Shiro down. But either way, it didn't matter because Shiro had the advantage all the way through because Kirei just kept punching his bodies, and the more he punched him, the more his hands got stabbed and cut. Fighting Shiro is like trying to fight a freaking porcupine. You're gonna hit him, but the moment you punch him, he's gonna bite back. It's like you're fighting someone with a No, it is literally someone fighting with the body of needles all over his body. You fight a porcupine, you're gonna get hurt. Same thing with Shiro. I just can't believe I compared Shiro to a porcupine. I mean, that's kind of what he was. He had spikes coming out of him. Dude, he had spikes coming out of his eye. That was a crazy condition. And in the end, in the end, if we really think about it, Shiro really did die. Shiro died. Yeah, he was alive in the end, and he was with Sakura, Rin, and whatever. But at the end of the day, he lost his body. He died. His body disappeared. And then, I like that they brought in a cameo. Thanks for the people in the stream that basically clarified. Basically, that one other series, I forgot what it's called, but it's with the puppets and the zombie living girl, crazy. The character is called Shiki. It's from that other series. I completely forgot its name. I do gotta get back on that though. Whatchamacallit. It was with her character. I'm glad they had a cameo with that series in order to get Shiro an actual flesh and blood body. Granted, it's a doll, but it's a very damn good doll. If it can eat, I'm guessing it shits too, and it has flesh and whatnot. Ah, shit. But overall, I very much did like Sakura's route. I feel like that was the best route out of all of them. Let's be real, Sakura's waifu. I don't care what anyone says. Her route is literally the best route out of all three. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. Best route, period, point blank. But still, the fact that Shiro had to get a doll body in order to basically remain living, you can honestly say Shiro died. But it's thanks to the way how they sorted it in the ending. They didn't make it too depressing. Because in the end, Shiro, I feel like this was the best arc period from a narrative perspective, as well as just Sakura being the best girl. But I feel like this was the worst route for Shiro. Because at the end of the day, Shiro died in this route. Shiro died. And the other two routes, he lived. I know you're saying, like, he's technically not dead. He's alive. No, technically, he died. That's not his real body. That's a body that was given. That was a doll body that was given to him and placed his soul within the body in order to help him keep living. But the thing is that I'm wondering, is he even gonna grow old? Is he even gonna die? Like, what the freak? That's why, in my opinion, it was the best story route, but at the same time, it was the worst route for Shiro. I will admit, in this route, it was probably the toughest fight Shiro ever had to face. Because I'm not saying Gilgamesh isn't strong, but Shiro didn't really struggle against Gilgamesh. That was an ass beat. Like, that was an ass whooping. Gilgamesh stood no chance against Shiro. Okay? It was an obvious beatdown. This fight was the toughest fight I feel like Shiro ever had to face. Because Sakura became so powerful that she defeated Gilgamesh effortlessly. Like, it was no contest. She could damn well beat up Kirei. She was the strongest one there. It's just thanks to Shiro's projection magic that Rin was able to replicate that blade in order to be able to fend against Sakura. But if it weren't for that, every single one of them would be clapped. Like, Shiro is the reason why they were able to win, despite the fact on what it cost him. And at the end of the day, freaking Irei still died. I was almost starting to believe that this might have been the route where the girl didn't have to die this time. Nope. She died all the same. Are we ever going to get a route where Ilya, goddamn, I'm tongue twisting her name. Are we ever going to get a route where she doesn't die? Just saying. But still, fantastic movie. Favorite route, great. I can't wait to see what else the Fate series have in store. Hopefully they do more Fate stuff. I do know they're working on another project called Tsukihime. It's like a remake. I think what it is. I haven't really seen the trailer. I know there's a trailer out, but I haven't seen it yet. But I've seen images here and there. The main guy looks literally like Shiro with black hair. He actually looks like he literally looks like he could be Kiritsugu's son or whatnot. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. Hopefully you enjoyed this review. See you guys all next time. Peace. I'm out.